Hey, Tiny T here again, and still working on the Whirlpool tub here, putting up the backer board, the Hardy backer board, and 1/2 inch thick. And just wanted to show you a little trick I was doing to try and hopefully this stuff will all line up real good. Have those holes in there, little things to stash, toiletries and shampoo, that kind of things when you're taking a shower. And then I needed to cut these out on the backer board, and don't really want to do those in place with a tool indoors because of the dust that comes off there. That fine dust in the house, plus then you're breathing it. So really wanted to cut these outdoors, and they say you can break them apart, but really works with the jigsaw pretty well to cut things. And so what I did is I found the center of those holes, as close as I could measuring. I marked that center on this board here. Then I went ahead and measured an outline of the holes. You can see the outline that I had there originally. And what I did then is where that center point was in the hole here, I went ahead and cut out a smaller part of that, just big enough I could get my hand in there. Then I held this Hardy board up here with those small holes in there. Then I reached inside and I traced around the inside. So what I did basically was I reached in here, and with a pencil, I cut a small pencil, just traced the inside of that hole, and it was up against that wall there, so I get an exact fit. So as long as I get that board back up there in the same spot, I should have a pretty close fit on those. You can see I would have been off just by measurements by about that much, and that's mainly, side to side I was pretty good, but if you have a little bit of warp in a board or something like that, that can throw you off. Up and down, what it was is I have those nail heads and the roofing nails to shore that up against there, and that set this up a little bit, and I forgot that when I was doing my measurements. So something like that could have ruined the board here, if I hadn't done the measurement on it. So anyway, that was a little trick I used. It means I had to cut these twice, but I'd rather do that than have to buy another piece of backer board and start this all over again. So hopefully this fits up there, and all my work is good on that. Got the other piece up here on this side. You can see 1 every 8 inches on these screws, and the type of screws that they use on these are a special screw for this Hardy board, and it's got a square hole in there that you use to drill with, and the screws I bought for this came with the bit that goes in the drill to drive these, so the driver bit for them. So anyway, they kind of screw themselves in here. I did notice that when I screw these in, that backer board tended to lift up, and so what I do is I drill it in, it lift up a little bit, and then I back it out and drill it a second time. So each one of these I drilled in, backed up, and put in, and that let it cinch down tight then. So not sure why it does that, other than it's threading on here, so that board comes out as it's drilling into the wood. And once I made the hole in there and back it up, and then it laid flat the second time. So that seemed to work out well. And anyway, progressing along here and getting the hard parts done here on the side first. I did have a little bit of an angle, I think, here on the back of the deal, so I put this one in here, so when I come across here it'll sit flush. I don't have to cut then to try and meet that, because these other boards came out a little bit on that. So anyway, this should all be done here hopefully shortly. As you can see, the holes lined up pretty well. That should make for pretty easy tiling, I would think. So looks like we're doing good there. So that worked out pretty good, cutting a small hole and then marking it from the inside while I held it in place and getting the exact measurement on it. So that looks real well and should be good. I just need to put the backer board on the back here. I could just go up as high as what that is and finish off with sheetrock, but we plan on tiling clear to the ceiling, so I'm going to go ahead and put that backer board all the way around to clear up to the top. Okay, Tiny T here again. Wanted to show you I got the backer board all on. Still got a few screws that I need to finish up. I ran out of the special screws that I need to finish those up, but I did have enough that I just tacked them up there in place and made sure they weren't bowing out any place, wouldn't move, and got those all in and got everything ready. I got a little wall board I got to put up here, sheetrock, and that'll be ready over there. But I got a little electrical. I'm leaving that open until I get the electrical done. So, but this should be okay for them to tile now. I should be able to tile this and get this ready to go that way. So I will probably go ahead and there's a fiberglass tape that you put along these joints where they come together and up the corners here that I'll get and use some thin set to go ahead and do those and get that ready, so that way those joints are a little bit stronger that way and maybe a little less likely to leak. Get that coat of that in there right away. So looking at the corner there, I might have wanted to put that back piece all the way across and then put the side pieces up to it, because they probably would have slid up to it a little bit tighter there, but had a little bit of a lean here. I didn't want to have to be piecing the tiles when we do that, so just have a dozen of one or another. So anyway, got all these in and hopefully be ready here to tile in a little bit with this.